Hey guys, how's it going, Owners here? Welcome to the 5th round of the 2016 Formula SimRacing World Championship. We are here in Silverstone. Yes, indeed, Silverstone. My favorite track of the calendar, definitely. By far, maybe even my favorite track on the calendar. As I said, time for the 5th round of this season, which will be an important one for us. As I knew at this stage I wouldn't be there for the 6th round due to exams. At this stage though, I was leading the championship. Basically Kuba and Kiss were behind me, equal on points. I think the gap between Kuba, Kiss and me, with us being then in first, was 12 points, something like that. So today we can do some good business in the championship, and actually we have to, because, you know, as I said before, I know that I won't be there for the next race, the 6th round, which is at Austria. Again, due to exams which I'm having then. So that's something which you know going into this race. That's your mindset as well. You know you have to perform well. What I basically had as target here today is finish ahead of Kuba, Kiss, Bigazzi perhaps as well. You know, those guys who are close in the championship, and usually that would mean finishing first, at least second. But yeah, usually that would mean finishing first. We'll see whether that is the same case for Silverstone though. Silverstone I think is a favorite track for most drivers. Not everyone of course, but yeah, for sure most drivers will enjoy driving around this track. As you join me in qualifying for my lap, obviously we will be driving on board for the lap and we are completely ready to go. So at this stage I was already in first place, but of course it's still nice to improve your time. There's a new qualification system in FSR. You get 4 tries in one qualifying session, so there's now only one qualifying session instead of 2. And this was my 3rd attempt, I think, in, you know, the total of 4 you get. Very clean first sector so far, really reaching for the apexes nicely. Here again, a little bit off there, bit of oversteer on the exit as well, but still I think I could, you know, put the power down quite nicely. Boost 2 obviously enabled, the highest boost setting we have in FSR. And the DRS will be enabled for Wellington Straight. Then brake as late as you dare for Brooklands and Love for 2 fantastic corners, and really in race day. So during the race you can take different lines here compared to your opponent in order to shape up a move for the entry of Cops, which is the corner we are just going for. Excuse me, through Woodcote, obviously flat out there, no problems whatsoever. Cops then, listen to the engine, 1 gear down. And back on the power again, use the exit curb as much as possible. A little overstay there as I try to get on the power. Beggar's Chapel, the best corners in the world in my opinion. Lots of smoke coming from the tires there as you throw it into all of those corners. Down to 4th gear and back up to the 5th gear. Back on the throttle as well, of course. As early as you can, the air is wide open for the hanger straight then. Well, the final sector to go. First up is Stowe corner though. There's a car in front of us, but he won't be much of an issue. Brake as late as you dare again. A little bit too far off the apex though. Costing a little bit of time, I'm sure. And that is a bit unfortunate. And then Klap and Vale down to very slow speed corners again. After that really high speed middle sector, and also Stowe corner on the power as early as you can. And then it's a run down to the line, and it was a 1:37.7, which was enough for first place. And so then ready we are for the race. Formation lap has just gone underway. Here we go then, of course, starting from that pole position. Very nice for us indeed. Kuba all the way down in 9th place. Not such a great qualifying session for him. So, as I said, I will be using a lot of boost in the first 3 laps or so. Try to create a gap if I can. After that I'll settle down a bit. And for today as well, I have to explain this because Justin is again not here for engineering. I found it a really big shame, but Justin had like, what was it again? A power cut? No, it was an internet failure. I think it was for his whole neighborhood. So there was definitely something going on there, and I had to call him right before the qualifying session. In fact, I called him in the practice session. And then he said, you know, if the issue would have, you know, fixed itself, then he would have come back. But the issue was there, and yeah, I found it a really big shame that he couldn't engineer. But there was a little bit of a panic from my perspective, so to say, because I didn't have an engineer. But luckily, Mitchie Hoyer was there. Mitchie was also talking a bit in Bahrain, I believe. But you know, you will be hearing me communicating with Mitchie Hoyer for this race, as we have some fabulous new information on screen. I mean, I guess I had a little bit of free time and thought, why not? You also saw the championship standings after Canada at the bottom of our screen. There was a 3% chance of rain before this race, which was interesting actually, because like 2 days before the race there still was 40% chance of rain. Pit strategy on the top left of the screen, we're going twice hard as we are lining ourselves up. But as I said, there was more rain predicted actually 2 days before the race, but I didn't want it to rain here. This is my favorite track of the calendar, and this track is so much fun in the dry already, especially that middle sector. Anyway, we're staring at the 5 red lights coming on right now for the 5th time this season. Lap 1 out of 52 is underway now, and we get not a good start, to be honest. Mohammed Patel is already alongside. He actually goes first into the first corner, was still side by side though. He will have the inside line for the next corner. There he is though, he's behind us. Brakes later though for the third turn. We have to swing it around the outside, inside line for the turn 4, that is. The loop, I believe it's called, and I think we are just about ahead, so that was crucial for us to stay ahead, despite having a poor start. Can Mohammed Patel though get into the slipstream and pass us into Lafayette? It doesn't look like it. Or is it Brooklands? I always mess those two up. It's either Brooklands Lafayette or Lafayette Brooklands. I think it's Brooklands Lafayette, to be honest, so this would be Lafayette. Exit of Lafayette then, coming down to Cops and creating a little bit of a gap to Patel. You heard me saying on the team radio in the formation lap already, I'm going to use a lot of boost in the opening stages of the race. That's because I was running with a full tank of fuel, and around this track there is quite a big fuel margin, so to say. I think you can even start with like 130 and still use a bit of boost here and there during the race. So yeah, I started to in the practice I started with a full tank and then just boost a lot in the first couple of laps. Try to create a gap, get the car right outside of the DRS zone. But you saw as well in that strategy window which I had, that strategy display, that we are going to pit twice for hard. And there was a little bit of a similar scenario here during practice compared to Barcelona. Remember that race where Kuba, our teammate, had great tire wear and he was just flying towards the end. There was a situation here a little bit as well. Basically, I had to do 2 prime stints. I cannot do 2 option stints and 1 prime and make it last. I cannot do that. Kuba on the other hand, as we have a look at the replay, Kuba for this race could do 2 option stints, stint and 1 prime. Still though, I think I had a little bit of an edge over him, because I think I'm a bit faster than in Barcelona. So yeah, comparing those 2 situations, I wasn't all that concerned, so to say, because I felt like I had better pace here. Anyway, replay of the start. I said it before, Patel had a really good launch of the line. We had a lot of wheel spin, to be honest. We kept ahead of him, that was quite crucial. If you remember the first race of the season, I also had quite a big battle with Jim Paresis on the opening lap, and it is quite crucial, of course, to stay ahead. Don't go full retard mode, so to say. You have to be careful, of course. It's the first lap of the race and you don't want to spoil it. But Patel definitely on the inside there. I somewhat closed the door, tried to squeeze him a little bit on the apex, but to be honest, I left the door wide open and he just braked a little bit later, right about here. And he went for the inside, of course, as I left the door wide open, but I had the inside line for the next turn. So interesting start there. Kuba in 9th place. I think he had a reasonable start, but is still about 8th or 9th at the moment. Next lap, strategy C, so boost down Wellington Straight and the cops. Yeah, we are team radio there. Fuel strategy C, we basically have different fuel strategies for this race. Fuel strategy C would be to use boost after Laffield, up to the run to Cops corner. And down this straight here, Wellington Straight is this. So I was using a bit of boost over here, but obviously it's lap 5 right now. I think in the first 3 laps or so I used a lot of boost, but you can't keep on doing that, of course, otherwise you'll run out of fuel. So I started to use a little bit less boost over here and yeah, boost twice per lap basically. Down Wellington Straight, which we just went through, and over here. I did not decide to use it down Einer Straight. In practice I didn't really find that all that effective. Not as effective as running it over here, to be honest. So hence why we are running it there. But so far so good, to be honest. Lap 5 of the race, and if you look in the mirror, there isn't really any kind of sign of Patel in the mirror, so that is really good. But I know as well that I once again have severe tire wear. Of course, with practice, I compare myself mostly to Kuba, and I don't know how the tire wear is from the twisters, for example, from Patel, from the networks cars. I don't really know that. That's obviously all something which we will see. What is a fact though is that I was driving rather aggressively in the opening couple of laps, trying to create a gap, trying to get Patel outside of the DRS, which, as you can see, definitely has worked. But that costs some tire wear, and maybe it costs us a little bit of speed towards the end of the stint. And skipping to lap 11, and you can see that it is indeed the case. Our tires have gone off a little bit as we are about to pit this lap. And Patel was starting to catch up again towards the end of the stint, so that's not good.
Tire is 1 lap short.
Going to pit this lap.
Copy. Box this lap for primes.
And now we hear Mitchie saying tire is 1 lap short. Basically, with the percentage I had right now on the front left, I should have been in lap 13, but I am in lap 12. So the wear is a bit severe. It's not weird, to be honest, considering how much I pushed. But what is the case is that Patel is a lot quicker than us here at the end of the stint. I picked up a lot of understeer. You can see it over here, trying to apply a little bit more lock right in the middle of Lovefield there, trying to get the car to rotate. So we will be most likely pitting in this lap, going for a set of the prime tire, but I had no idea whether the cars behind me could also run 2 option stints just like Kuba could do in practice, or whether they also, found it a little bit more safe to go twice primes. That is something which we have got to figure out basically over the course of this race. I personally expected them to pit about now for prime, and if they would go option, they would do it at the end. That's what I thought personally, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Maybe they will put on option now and surprise us all, or maybe they will just go for prime, which was secretly what I was hoping for. At least I'm going into the pit lane. There we go. Lap 12 of the race. Doesn't look like anyone behind us follows us, which confirms the theory that I have quite bad tire wear. Finding our grid slot though. Is there anyone following? Not yet. Oh, there is one. There we go. That's Michele D'Alessandro coming into the pit lane as well. We go for another set or a set of primes rather. So I have to go all the way to the right there to avoid Michele, who found his pit box. Rejoining on track. Disabling the pit limiter, of course, lap 13 of this race. Next scheduled pit stop is in lap 31, which means we're going to do 19 laps on this set of tires, and then 21 towards the end. That should be doable. Eros Masciuli in front, it seems like. Who's going front and on what tires?
Patel, Bugatti, Kiss now entering the pit. Parisi stays out. Parisi still on options. Kuba stayed out. Masciuli stayed out, all on options. Patel took another set of options. Kiss took another set of options. Bugatti took another set of options.
Right, so this is the stage where it's going to get pretty interesting in this race. I am right now behind Eros Masciuli, running on the the medium tire, which is the option tire. Lap 14 of the race. He hasn't pitted yet. I have to get by as soon as possible, but that is not the way to get by. Lots of oversteer on the exit of that corner. We keep it on track. They're almost doing a Raikkonen there, but we lost a lot of time there. And now Patel is right behind us. And remember, I said this would be a crucial and interesting stage of the race, because Patel, as you can see, he is on the option. So exactly what I didn't really see coming. I did not see coming everyone behind me basically going on the option tire, but they did. And so I know that I'm facing a tough task right now in front of me. I'm on the prime tire, the guys behind me are on options. They will be much quicker than me most likely, at least for the next 6-7 laps or so, as I am on the prime. And when their tires are starting to wear down, that's when I get the advantage again. But I am currently still stuck behind Eros Masciuli. I will get DRS down hanger straight, but am I close enough to make a move? That's the question. DRS will be wide open for us, of course. 2 DRS zones around this track. This is one of them. Closing down on Masciuli, then into Stowe corner, not close enough just yet. There's a rear snap, bit of oversteer. Look in the mirror now. Mohamed Patel goes alongside us. This could be a battle for the lead. Side by side coming into Klappenville. He has the outside line. I have the inside line. Gonna have to leave him room, of course. He has the inside line for the next corner though. And he makes the move stick. There we go. Fantastic move from Patel. Side by side racing, I guess. But for us, it's a really big big shame because we have just effectively lost the lead. Well, we were behind Mashuli, making 2 mistakes myself there, which was just poor. And then, you know, you see it, you make 2 mistakes, and immediately a driver like Patel strikes. And he strikes without any fear, and he makes a move stick. She did so brilliantly. Here is the oversteer moment. Honestly, I was pretty lucky to keep it. Then going over the grass there, just like Raikkonen did in 2014, I believe. Here's the point of view from Patel, then in Stowe corner. Just had a little bit of an oversteering moment. I guess I carried too much speed into the corner. Maybe the prime's not fully up to temperature yet, not providing optimal grip. Then over here was a bit of wheel bending, by the way, from me, which was bad, honestly. I should have made contact with him there. And unfortunately I did. It is quite tight in there. Luckily nothing, you know, serious happened, but of course you want to avoid contact with your opponents. Here I just slammed the power down as soon as I saw Muhammad coming in the mirror. There is that wheel banging where I was talking about, and then here, you know, Patel is the king of squeezing people off track, but doing it so that it's just within the limits, so to say. And that is fantastic if you have got the skill to do that. Squeezing people off track, you know, deliberately pushing people off track, that's unfair, you know, but there is a way to squeeze people a little bit off, a little bit cheeky, but it's always within the limits, and Patel is so good at doing that. And of course it's all legal, you know. That is what makes racing nice. That is what hardcore racing is about. Is we are right now right on the back of Mashuli again. Surely not over here, side by side into Magus Becker's Chapel, and we do make the move stick. Either one of us just had to back out there, and I guess it was Mashuli who backed out. They had to get by him as soon as possible, because you can see.
Has there been contact?
No. Because as you could see, Patel was just running away with it already in the background, of course. And that's something which has to be expected. He is running on that option tire, we are on the prime tire. And you could hear Mitchie saying over the radio, has there been contact? And I was like, why the hell do you ask that? But when you look at the replay, when I looked at the replay, from this angle, from this replay, you don't see contact being made, I think. But you can see something weird happening with Mashuli's car right over there. You saw that little, you know, that little kink, so to say. Let me explain it in a little second. We've got a lot of team radio coming up now. I'll explain in a second.
Who are the next 2 cars?
Next 2 cars behind are Daniel Kiss and Michele D'Alessandro, both running options. D'Alessandro and Kiss have boxed on lap 13, so 1 lap after you. The tires are target plus 1.9. Fuel is target plus 0.7. Next pit stop is lap 31. Copy?
Copy. I am only afraid that this whole train behind me is going to undercut me.
You may want to try to use that tires and go pit lap 30 in order to make the undercut less worse. I expect him to box at lap 28, lap 29 again.
I'm gonna have to box then too.
Agreed. So you can wear down your tires.
Okay, quickly coming back on Mashuli, I was watching the broadcast back. That is something which I sometimes do after the race, at least a few parts. And then I saw the overtaking maneuver, and on the broadcast you could see that there was contact between me and Mashuli. So I immediately decided to apologize to Mashuli. But from my, on my screen there wasn't any contact, so it's a little bit weird, of course. But anyway, nothing major happened, and Mashuli was absolutely fine with it as well. Lap 24 of the race though, and a complete strategy game has just opened for us. What are we going to do? Are we going to go to the planned lap 31 and then do 21 laps on the primes at the end, which is already a struggle for me. Like, I struggle to make 21 laps at the end, but if I go to 31 laps
I'm
in
gonna try
the race,
to get kids outside of the DRS, use a bit more boost.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and push a little bit more then. If I go to lap 31 right now, I will struggle at the end. That's just true. 21 laps is long for me on the front tire.
Kiss is out of DRS. Kiss in the box. No, sorry, it's not Kiss, it's Bigazzi. Bigazzi is on primes now.
And in the team radio you heard a minute ago, I was like, I'm afraid that this whole train behind me, who is right now on option, is going to undercut me. And I think track position is rather important around here. And so I didn't want to come out behind them when I would pit in lap 31. Yes, I would have the fresher tires, but it's a train as well, so basically everyone has DRS on each other, making passing even harder. And it was a really tough decision, and we have got to time this perfectly. But I'm gonna be pitting in the next 1 or 2 laps, or so maybe this lap already. Bigazzi went into the pit lane, you saw that in the background, Mitchie said it as well. So he has already an undercut right now on us, but when are we going to pit? We have to time it perfectly now.
Did Bigazzi rejoin in traffic?
No, clean air. I can compare sectors. But it's too late then. You may want to go another lap. Kiss is 2 seconds behind, that's enough. No undercut will work there.
Okay, so maybe we can go another lap. That would mean lap 28, and that would mean 24 laps on the Prime Tiger. Yes, it's going to be really hard for me, trust me. It is hard for me to make that lap, and I'm gonna have to be, driving carefully in the last stint. Maybe, drive at 90% of what I can instead of at 96, for example. But that's the way it has to be, if I don't want to come out behind those guys when I pit, which is the case, then I'm gonna have to pit now, and that was basically the feeling I had. And also, in the last couple of laps, by the way, the last 3 laps or so, I closed the gap to Patel again, because, my tires are less worn than his option tires at the moment, which is good news, so, it could go either way.
Here's boxes now. Second sector of Bigazzi, 42.2, your sector was 42.7 and green. Kies rejoins in traffic behind Bigazzi, it's time to pit.
Pitting this lap?
Yeah. Use boost what is available there.
So for the last 3 laps or so, I was pushing quite a bit. I knew we were going to pit earlier than lap 31, which means I have a little bit of margin in the front left tire where available to me, which I can use right now. So I decided to push a little bit more, set fast lap times, get Kiss outside of the DRS, so the undercut from him would work a little bit less. He pitted previous lap, we will pit next lap. We had about a 2-second gap or so, and hopefully, and that should be, to be honest, enough to stay ahead of Kiss. But of course Bigazzi is a little bit of a factor right now as well, because he was the first out of the train behind me to pit, so to say. And as I said, a whole strategic game just opened up, and it's not over yet, because I'm gonna have to do 24 laps on the Prime Tire, and maybe, I know some drivers who are racing here watch my videos, and they will probably be like, really, 24 laps? Come on, you are a baby. But trust me, it wasn't easy for me. And yeah, my problem, basically, especially around a track like this, is I cannot prevent myself from pushing. I like this track so much, and especially the middle sector. I just want to go flat out through every single lap, basically. But yeah, sometimes it's more smart to not do that. So we come into the pit lane, so does Patel. You can see him up front. So another set of prime tires, of course. But it's gonna have to be 24 laps, and I asked Mitchie whether he could keep me updated so much on the tires.
Okay, keep me updated on those tires.
Yeah, allowable tire usage 2.5% a lap as a maximum.
Okay, so basically Mitchie set a target right now. We would finish at the end of lap 52 at 40% front left. That was the target, and you can see we were joined in front of Bigazzi. It is rather close, and that's what I meant with we have to time it perfectly. We have to try to stop as late as possible, but without getting behind this train here, behind Bigazzi in this case.
Good job, Wade. Now play safe on those tires.
I'll try my best.
So I knew at this stage I cannot push. I cannot do it. If I do push, I'm gonna go and destroy the tires. 24 laps, I'm gonna say it one more time, it is a lot for me. But yeah, does that mean that the win is a little bit outside of our sight? At this time I thought yes. Considering the pace Muhammad also had in the second stint, I thought, as we had a beautiful camera shot here, I thought it would be, hard to still fight for the win here. And also with Bigazzi now applying some pressure from behind, it probably won't be easy. Of course I'm gonna try my best, but I have to think about the tires as well. I said before, Mitchie set the target, 40% front left remaining at the end of lap 52. And I think he said during the pit stop that that means an average tire wear on the front left of 2.5% per lap. And 2.5% tire wear on the front left per lap seemed like really low to me. And I doubt whether I'm able to make that stick. So, very hectic last couple of laps. There was a lot of radio communication, more than you imagine, and more than of course I have shown. But I also, I usually show the key elements of all the radio communications, and here we go.
Is Kiss behind?
No, it's Bigazzi. Bugatti then Kiss. Leading is Kuba at the moment, but still need to pit the second time. Fuel is plus 1.4. Tires are plus 1.6.
Tire update at the end of the lap, please.
Copy.
So lap 38 then, 10 laps into this stint, you heard Mitchie saying their tires are plus 1 point something. But that is good news, man. I mean, we have got about a 1%, a little bit more than that margin on the tires. So it does look like the way I'm driving at the moment is solid, is stable, and that is what we need right now. We don't need pace, we don't need pushing, we need to make it towards the end of the stint. Okay, maybe we will, finish in second. But that is the maximum achievable maybe at the moment, considering the circumstances. Also, you heard Mitchie saying there that the fuel was about 1 point something. It was 0 point something before the race, so we are also saving a bit of fuel. Maybe we can use it towards the end.
The target plus 1.5.
There we go, target plus 1.5 on the tires. Good news for us. And then look at this, we're going to skip rapidly through laps. Lap 45, lap 46, lap 47. And look at the gap to Patel, it has shrunk.
2 lappers in front of Patel with gap to about 2 seconds. Time to get close.
And now you hear Mitchie saying, time to get close. Basically, I built up a bit of, of a fuel margin over the course of the last couple of laps. And look behind. Basically, I don't know how. I really don't know, and I have no way to explain it. But we pulled quite a massive gap to the cars behind, to the Twisters, Bugatti and Kiss. They are completely out of sight right now from us. Look at that, you don't even see them behind us anymore, which is good news. I still didn't even see him. So our whole focus right now is suddenly again on the victory here. We have 5 more laps to go. There are back markers in front of Patel. This is the time to get close. I am okay on my tires. I have margin even with the tires. I'm okay with fuel. I even have margin with fuel. I can push now. I can use a lot of fuel. I can go, and attack Patel. I can absolutely do it. But at this stage, with 5 more laps to go, I also thought as Patel goes a little bit deep into Stowe corner here, closing up a little bit further on him. At this stage, I also was already thinking a bit about the championship. Behind us in the championship are Brzezinski, our teammate, who is now on the option tires and have yet to pit, and Kiss. Those two are the guys behind us. They are equal in points. I think we had 62 coming into this race. They had 48. Right now, I am in front of both Kiss and Brzezinski. And yes, Patel is in front, that's true. But Patel at this stage was not as big as a threat in the championship to us than Brzezinski, so Kuba, and Kiss were. And so I was quite happy with this place, also knowing I won't race next race. That is because I have Axum, so I wanted to try to get, to still gain points on the 2 guys behind me in the championship. And that, if it stays like this, then I have already achieved that goal. But honestly, the closer and closer I got to Patel, the more I just could not resist. We have got 4 laps right now, and I think we are within the DRS. But of course, right now the dirty air comes into effect as well, which is a little bit tricky around this track, especially in that middle sector. But perhaps if we can just apply a lot of pressure again on Patel, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? We've got the DRS, so we can see that coming rapidly close to him, having a little bit of a look on the inside of Stowe corner. Not able to make it there yet though. But yeah, by the way, coming back to lap, what was it? Lap 13 or 14, those 2 mistakes which I made probably cost me a little bit. Would have been interested to see as well in the second stint whether Patel would have gone by on his option tires. Because remember, I was able to keep Kiss behind for the whole second stint, despite him being on the option tire. See, the point is with these highlights, you skip quite a few laps sometimes. And for example, in the second stint, especially at the beginning, I still had quite a bit of pressure from Kiss behind, and it's the whole time. Like that. The whole time you are trying to look in the mirrors and you feel the pressure from the car behind. In this case it was Kiss. But you skip over that because it's our highlights and you want to keep it a little bit short. I always link the races, the full broadcast of the races in the description. So if you want to watch them, then go ahead and do it, because I feel sometimes like the full highlights are not really representative, so to say, representative. There we go. Lap 49 out of 52 though. Let's completely focus on this battle which is going on in front. Right now the radio communications went almost completely silent. The only thing I heard was Mitchie sometimes saying how the fuel was, and I think there was still quite a bit of fuel available for us to use. And of course that's very nice because we are gonna need that in order to attack Patel. But at the moment, yeah, I don't really seem to get close enough to go for an overtake. And I have been about this distance for the past 2 laps or so. So I knew it was going to be tough. And yeah, still, if there is a chance, I'm sure I will go for it. Because I guess I am that type of a driver. I don't get settled easily, so to say. And if I can, I would like to get a bit more. But sometimes you also have to be a little bit of the smart guy, and think about the championship. Which was already the case over here, to be honest. As I said, I won't be there next race, so I need to try to have as big as a gap over the guy behind us in the championship. However, again focusing on this battle, there's a car behind us, by the way, which is a back marker, and he was nicely sticking onto us. I think he pitted a couple of laps ago for the option tire, hence why he's able to stick with us as a back marker. Coming into Kop's corner here, a bit on the grass for us there on the inside as I completely run off the track there. I decided to do that, it was safe for me. I think in FSR you are allowed to cut 10% of the race distance, so that would mean 5 laps. If you have, more than 5 cuts per lap, no wait, if you have 5 laps which had a cut, then you get a 30-second penalty or something like that, and they are really strict on that. But I'm pretty sure I didn't extend or cut before in this race, so that was my first extend, so to say. So I guess it's fine. I was a little bit surprised with the dirty air, to be honest. Of course, with these high-speed corners, there's a big impact from the dirty air, and yeah, I guess I was a little bit surprised over there. And I went wide, but we're running out of time, to be honest. We're gonna have to do it rather soon. In lap 51 out of 52, 2 more laps to go, including this one. We are right on the back of Patel, of course, but we have been so for the last 3-4 laps or so. So what do I have to do differently in order to make a move stick? I had a bit of boost available, not much, but yeah, because it is not much boost, I don't know how much of a difference I still can make. The DRS is wide open here down Wellington Straight, but Patel simply is quick enough in a straight line to keep us behind. I am not even having a look on the inside because I am not far enough to do that, I feel like. Or I said far enough, but I meant close enough, excuse me. Again, coming into Kop's corner, hopefully I learned from last lap. Let's see. Yes, I do, but you can see with the dirty air then immediately Patel creating 2-3 tenths of a gap, something like that. Oh, that is beautiful. That was beautiful. I have very little words for the maggots, or well, Kops, maggots, baggets, chapel. That section is, in my opinion, the absolute best section ever on the racetrack. And when you nail it, just like I basically did there, you hit every apex, you take every curb with the the right amount of. Oh, man, it is fantastic when that happens. You can imagine, or you can feel that I'm a little bit lost for words when that happens. It's definitely my favorite track. Last lap though is counting. And what can we still do? Can we still get by Patel? For this last lap I was willing to take a little bit more risk. I was braking a little bit later into this turn 3. Trying to get closer and closer. Maybe get a little bit earlier on the power over here. Maybe activate boost a little bit earlier. But we saw before with Mashuli, when you activate boost early, you get some oversteer on the exit of that corner. And it is tricky, but it seems like we are closer. We are closer indeed. Patel even feels the need to defend the inside. We're gonna have to go around the outside of Brooklands. Just about not able to do it though, but we are rather close behind him right now. Almost hitting the back of him there. Had to go on the brakes a little bit, but it's all about the exit of Laffield here. We seem to have a decent exit right in the slipstream again then. This is going to be one of our only chances we are going to get. This is the last chance, in fact, we are going to get round the outside of Kops. Surely not around the outside of Kops. Still side by side there. Patel has has the better speed though on the exit. Still on the inside over here. Can we make a stick just like we did with Mashuli? No, we cannot. And now I have to settle, I think. Going too much over the curb there. And the momentum is lost. Of course, we'll get DRS once again for this hanger straight. DRS will be wide open right now. But it seems like Patel has got that big gap again, which he is going to need to finish in front of us. Still closing up, having a look on the inside, braking late for Stowe. But Mo will know that that move is not going to happen. Of course, with Mo, I mean Muhammad, who is actually a bit of a friend of mine. We sometimes play some games together. Anyway, he beats me at FIFA, but he is now also going to beat me at Silverstone. He takes the win after a hectic final lap. And honestly, I was a bit gutted at the end to not got it.
Good job. Nothing you could have done.
Good job, Mitchie. Thank you for replacing Justin and helping out.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Where's Kuba?
Kuba came P4, just got Bugatti in the end.
Very nice. And great with the tires as well. Thank you for keeping me updated. 44 on the front left, like that seemed impossible to me before.
Yeah, 44 on the front left then, after 24 laps. Maybe the tire wear isn't as bad as I predicted. Honestly, I think what I said there is a bit of a lesson. Because we will have a look at some replays here from that last lap, which side by side through cops, of course. Insane to see, of course. Good to see the respect given by Patel as well, leaving space, leaving room, but still racing so on the limit and hard. That is what is beautiful about the racing, I guess, especially when it's in the final lap. But I guess I could take this as a learning point. Maybe I didn't push quite a bit in that final stint, but when you don't push a lot in the beginning, of course you will have more tire life left towards the end. And I think that helped us here today. And I said it before, sometimes when I have a fresh set of boots underneath me, as we see the replay here, I sometimes cannot resist pushing. And I think that's a little bit in my nature, so to say. I find it very hard to save tires. It's not really within my nature. Preferably I would go 52 laps here flat out, right on the limit every single lap, push as hard as I can. But that is not the way modern F1 works. That is not the way FSR works. And I did 24 laps here on the prime tire with 44% left on the front left. That is a percentage I would usually get when I would do 20 laps, so to say, in practice, when I push more. And when you look at the whole stint, when you look at the pace over a whole stint, I don't think I would be massively slower by taking it sometimes a little bit more easy. Yes, I would be slower in the beginning of a stint, but I would be quicker at the end because I have more tire life left. I'm sure you get the point. And yeah, you guys won't have much use of it when I say it, but I think I do. I think as I said, I can learn from this maybe and see that this is also one way to go into a race, even though I maybe not like it. Maybe I don't like it, and I would rather push every lap. Maybe it is the way to success sometimes, and that is something I should realize perhaps. Here we see it in the slow motion, side by side through comps. Of course, you don't see it often, and also you don't see it often at the end of a race, right in the final lap. Honestly, the move we made on the entry of Brooklands there, which was of course here before this turn. I'm starting to get some breath going over here. Patel defended the inside. I had the outside line. What I honestly did wrong there is I could have taken more speed into Brooklands and carry a more swinging outside line. In that way I maybe could have positioned myself on the inside of Lovefield, which is that hairpin, that right-hander. That is something probably I maybe could have done differently as well. But yeah, those are all things you think about afterwards, of course, and at that moment you try to do the best you can, and I guess that was the best I could do. And honestly, I have to thank Mitchie for his engineering, because he did an awesome job, especially in the final stint, keeping me updated on what was the tire like, the tire life left, or the tire life like. Christ, that was difficult. Yeah, so props to him, to be honest. He definitely helped us getting us to the end. clean and safe and almost escaping with a win. If we got the win, to be honest, I think we would have got even more than the maximum. I think second was the maximum here, considering the circumstances, and it could have been a bit worse, I think, as well. I think we even could have ended outside of the podium if we didn't get the second pit stop call right. So again, thanks to Mitchie, who did an awesome job. I do, however, hope that Justin will be there next time. Hopefully no internet issues for him next time. Hopefully no power cut. Maybe his dog will bite the power cables, and again he won't be there. But I doubt that's going to happen. I think next time I will see or you guys will see Justin back, and I will hear Justin back again, which is nice because I do kind of start to miss Justin after 2 races not having him. Next race though, I said it before, in Austria, I won't be there due to axioms. That means that the opposition, of course, will most likely gain some points on us. That means I'm gonna have to come back stronger as ever for the race after Austria, which is, I have no clue. Thank you for watching, and if you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like. That's it though for me. Thank you again, and see you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.